Thank the gentlelady. Now recognize the gentlelady from West Virginia, Mrs. Miller. Gentlelady, turn your mic on, please. Carol, we still can't hear you.
We'll try a different one then.
There we go.
I'll have to get a real long neck going here. Okay. Thank you, Chairman Kelly and Member Thompson. I'm pleased that you, Mr. Plowgen, have come here today to answer some of our questions. However, I am really incredibly disappointed and quite frankly disgusted by the Biden administration's abject failure to negotiate in America's best interests at the OECD. In my view, you and your colleagues have completely failed your fiduciary responsibility to the American taxpayers, American workers, and American companies. I realize that you haven't been involved in all of this, but you're here now, and this administration's failure is shameful, it's reprehensible, and downright outrageous. It's really hard for me to believe. The American people empower you to negotiate on their behalf, and instead you've surrendered to global socialist tax scheme that will ultimately make America poorer and less competitive, placing our children and grandchildren, our children and our grandchildren, their future at risk. Not to mention that you've denigrated our nation's status as a beacon of strength, democracy, and capitalism in an increasingly dangerous world. There are two news headlines just this week. On July 17th, the Wall Street Journal wrote that Europeans are becoming poorer. Yes, we're all worse off, says the Bank of England's chief economist. And from the Washington Post just yesterday, quote, Britain should stop pretending it's a rich country. These articles drive into how Europe's heavy subsidies, overpromised social spending, and the lack of innovation have led to slow growth, lower wages, and less spending and prosperity. Mr. Chairman, I would like to submit these two articles for the record.
So approved.
Mr. Plowgen, I just can't comprehend why the Treasury would put the United States in a position to be forced by unelected global bureaucrats to give up our strong economy to match the failures of our allies abroad. Is the Biden administration willing to reverse course and fight at the OECD to ensure our proven tax incentives like the research and development credit or the low-income housing tax credit are fully protected?
It's been a shared and consistent priority across the administrations that have participated in these negotiations to protect U.S. interests, to protect U.S. businesses, and to protect American workers.
That sounds more like no to me.
We continue to take input from Congress and from U.S. businesses into these discussions and continue to raise these important issues for the United States.
Like our chairman, I'd like to have proof of that, please. Do you consider socialism to be a key goal of the Biden administration?
Um,
I guess that's no. The OECD tax project is a thinly veiled attempt to neuter the U.S. economy and drive America into the arms of global socialism. Europe's economy struggles to adapt to the modern world, and these countries aim to capture our U.S. dollars to fund their socialist programs and government handouts. So I'm just really concerned. While the OECD's proposed deal would protect refundable tax credits, also known as direct subsidy, most U.S. tax credits are not refundable, and for good reason. The U.S. is the most innovative nation on the planet, and we attract the best and brightest to start and grow their businesses here. We do not need direct government checks payable to industry, nor should we offer them. Many countries in Europe don't prize innovation or competitiveness like we do, and that's why so many of them come to the United States. So these countries have the sovereign right to determine their own tax code, incentive structures, and national agendas. They do not have the right to try and fund themselves with U.S. tax dollars, no matter what the Treasury Department might think. Congress writes the rules. The administration administers them. I yield back my time.
Thank the